Hey guys, so a lot of you have been asking what Paper Tiger Mama is, and I think it's a fun story, and I'm gonna share it with you today. And I'm also gonna catch you up just on what life is like at 32 weeks for me. Did I mention that? I am 32 weeks pregnant with this cute little baby girl right here. So yeah, we'll roll the bumper. That's what this is called, by the way. My husband has made it for me. It's a bumper, so go for it.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun.
Before I get into the details of what Paper Tiger Mama is, let me just tell you, 32 weeks for me is blissful. The feelings that I'm having and any of the symptoms that I'm having are so manageable and positive compared to some of the challenges that I faced earlier on in my pregnancy. So yeah, I definitely have to preface that. I think that I'm naturally just happier and glowing more than I was before, but I still crave sugar like a lot. I have a lot of sugar every day, and I seem to not be able to curb that desire at all, and I'm definitely getting tired. Like, my body is like, oh my goodness, you're pregnant, you can't walk. Also, I think I am nesting. So it's different than what I felt like with Hadley. So I feel like maybe I need all these other mamas to tell me, yeah, that's exactly what nesting is. But nesting for me right now is like just getting rid of things and decluttering. Like, I just don't want stuff around me. I want everything. I want countertops to be empty. I want drawers to have 2 things in them. If it does not serve a major function, or I just absolutely love maybe a piece of furniture or something, like clothing, I don't want it in my house at all. So I don't know if that is nesting, but I definitely do feel that inner sense of like preparing for baby to come home by getting everything how mama feels comfortable, which is empty, just clean and organized. So that's my nesting phase that I'm in right now. But let's talk about Paper Tiger Mama. In order to tell you where the name Paper Tiger Mama came from, I have to tell you a little bit of a story, which is fun, right? So back about 5 years ago, I went through this weekend seminar at a church that I was attending in Pennsylvania. And I was told that it's really about addressing fears and lies and some of those major past traumas and difficulties that we've had that are now holding us back or causing issues for us in the present day. So I'm going through this weekend and uncovering that there's this feeling of like I'm failing to meet the expectations that I had for my life and that maybe God had for my life. And I just overall felt like I could have been so much more. I could be doing so much more, but was just dramatically failing. So there was this one exercise. I'm gonna try my very best not to give it away because it's a big part of this weekend. You can't tell the stories. But ultimately I had to choose basically a new name for myself. And that name had to represent the fear and the insecurity and how I saw myself, despite being incorrect, right? So immediately I saw these words, paper tiger, and like snatched it, and I was like, this is so me. The reason it jumped out at me was because there's something in me that thought I was a tiger. I was this beautiful, majestic, gifted, just authoritative figure, and that this is who God made me to be. But instead of being the real deal tiger, I was a cheap imitation, a paper tiger. That's useless. Maybe it looks pretty for a while, but it's just paper. and it doesn't serve a function, maybe except for looks. Like, you are an imitation of what the real deal is. And this really, really struck with me. So then the rest of the weekend, it was about me addressing that lie that I'm a paper tiger and not the real deal. So now, fast forward to a couple of months ago, we're in the middle of the stay-at-home order, and I had a meltdown with my husband, sobbing and a mess. I just listed off this massive list of things that I thought that I should be doing and accomplishing in life, and how I continually cannot seem to accomplish these things. I seem to fall so short, and all these desires and these expectations that I have for myself, and I constantly fall short. And out bubbles out this, like, I really am this paper tiger, Eric. And so I got to share with him like what that meant, and that for these past 5 years, I've continued to battle this idea of being a paper tiger, fighting against it with all my heart. I cannot be a paper tiger. And in walks my dear, spirit-empowered, gentle husband. And he does a little cradle. So I'm like curled up into him, and he's like holding me, rocking me, and I'm sobbing. Did I mention I'm sobbing? This is not the pretty sob. This isn't like, I just don't know it. It was like the gross kind of sobbing. But as he's holding me, he says, "But Leah, you are a paper tiger." And he paused. Maybe for dramatic effect, or maybe there wasn't a pause, but in my mind, there was a very long pause. As I felt the weight of his words and the thought that, like, he knows me more than anyone else. And it's true. I really am not this great tiger-like character. I'm really just useless imitation. But he went on and shared this truth with me. He said, "You're always gonna be a paper tiger, Leah, but it's good. You're supposed to be an imitation of the real thing." He said, you're not meant to be the tiger. Like, Christ is meant to be that for us. And Christ is what we want people to see. He's the one who has the authority. He's the one who is majestic and the Savior, and what we are supposed to all strive to be like. Said, you're gonna spend your entire life being an imitation of the real thing, and it's what is good, and you want it. I was like, oh, way to get all spiritual on me, just saying. But as I sorted through that, this was like fully bringing it full circle to address the root problem was pride and selfish ambition. That I wanted to be the tiger. I wanted to be something, to accomplish something, to be seen as something. Like, in my mind, I was literally building a statue to myself, and it's what I idolized. I idolized what I could be. And until I reached that, I constantly felt like an imitation. But how wrong that was, and how freeing it was when I realized I don't have to build anything up. I don't have to create anything. In fact, Jesus is the perfect picture of what we are striving to be. I don't have to be Christ. My job is to imitate, to be a paper tiger, so that who I am and what I do and everything I'm doing always points people to, I'm just an imitation, guys. I'm an imitation. I'm not there. I'm kind of useless and in my form on my own. But what I really point you to and show you to is the awesome, glorious, wonderful person that is Jesus. So that is why we released this YouTube video of Paper Tiger Mama, because I was tired of the expectations and needing everything to be perfect and everything to be figured out, my heart and my desire was just to like share me and what God teaches me with people, anyone, and pray that it encourages even one. And that freedom, I was able to do something like this because I released the need for y'all to be impressed with me. And I pray that you are more impressed with Jesus. So that is how Paper Tiger Mama came about. It encouraged me just to share this with you guys. It was like reliving the past and reminding me about this truth that God showed me. So I hope it was encouraging to you. If you liked it and you think anyone else would benefit from it, I really encourage you to like the video because it matters on YouTube and it means other people are more likely to get to see it if you like it. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you can see more things as we post them. It's turning out to be about once or twice a week, and it'll go at least all the way up until new baby's born. I can give you an update about her, and we'll kind of cross our fingers and, well, not cross our fingers, we'll pray about where God has us after that. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for watching again through all of this. I'm really glad that you're following. That's it, folks. I think that's gonna be a wrap for us. I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.